On March 30th, County Executive McCarthy presented his fiscal year 2019 budget. Following the procedures set forth in the county charter, the Cecil County Council has heard various presentations by agencies impacted by the budget. Cecil TV's Alison Donley interviews Nancy Schwerzler of Cecil Times about what we can expect at the public budget hearing on May 22nd.
Nancy, so Dr. McCarthy presented his budget on March 30th, and as they do, the council followed the procedures in the charter and heard many presentations from various agencies impacted by the budget. What can we expect from the public hearing next week?
The public hearing will be held next Tuesday, starting at 7 o'clock at Elkton High School, and citizens can come out and they'll first get a presentation from county budget officials explaining the budget, the numbers and the policies, and then after that presentation, citizens will be able to speak and address the county council. It's actually the county council that is hosting this hearing. Given past years' experience, virtually every hearing is dominated by the same issues, and that's support for Cecil County Public Schools. People who support the schools always come out in force. Supporters of the county library are always very strongly represented at these hearings. And I would imagine this year we're probably going to see a contingent of people from the volunteer fire companies, since there is a budget provision affecting the fire companies that's been a bit controversial.
So speaking of the schools, Dr. McCarthy, the schools requested a 5.2% increase in this year's budget, and Dr. McCarthy trimmed that a bit, as you said in your recent article, to 1.2% increase. Why do you think Dr. McCarthy chose to cut their request?
Well, there were a number of factors. In particular, in Maryland, we have a education provision called maintenance of effort. So every time the schools get an increase one year, that then becomes the floor the next year. So last year there was an increase that was approved by Dr. McCarthy and the county council, so that then gets added to the floor. So there's a built-in increase over time, and his increase, I have my little cheat sheets here because when I'm doing numbers I want to be accurate. He gave them a total of $82.4 million in county funds, and that was $1.2 million above the current budget allocation. And they wanted $4.2 million more for their operating funds. One of the interesting points in this is that both last year and this year, Dr. McCarthy made a significant policy change, having the full county government take over responsibility for the athletic fields at the county schools. So in the past, maintaining those athletic fields was the responsibility coming out of the school budget. Last year, Dr. McCarthy put $1.1 million into the overall county budget for an artificial turf playing field at Perryville High. For years, parents and coaches have been saying how terrible it was, so they put that into the budget. And following through, he did the same thing, putting $1.1 million into the new budget for Bohemia Manor in Chesapeake City to get an artificial turf playing field. So the McCarthy administration's position is, well, not only are we giving you a substantial increase over last year, but we have also assumed some maintenance responsibilities that previously the schools had. Nevertheless, the schools and supporters of the schools are very unhappy, and I would imagine that we're going to see quite a turnout from parents and representatives of the public schools.
So another issue that will be controversial, has been controversial in McCarthy's budget, is the sewage treatment fees. So the budget includes a 50% increase to be phased in over 3 years. I believe it's around $10 now and will increase to about $15.
That's right.
Why is this happening now?
That's a very good question, because this has been, I think, the sleeper issue of Cecil County finance for a number of years. The landfill, which is a separate fund, and the sewage funds, they're what's called enterprise accounts, enterprise funds, meaning that the costs are supposed to be paid by users of the services. The landfill has become essentially self-sustaining. For years, the county commissioners and then the county council had resisted raising fees either for the sewage fees or the landfill. They relented about 2 years ago and did raise the fees on the landfill, and the landfill is now self-sustaining. Mm-hmm. The problem with the sewage is it has really been allowed to get deeper and deeper into the hole. And one of the key issues was that under state and federal environmental regulations, Cecil County was required to do a major upgrade to the Seneca Point or Northeast River wastewater treatment facility. Everybody just calls it Seneca Point. If we did not start that project, and I think it's completely finished at this point, we would have been facing millions and millions of dollars in fines from state, Maryland Department of Environment, plus the EPA, and that would be borne by all taxpayers. But what's been done over the years is when the sewage accounts, the enterprise fund, came up short, they were transferring general funds from the general budget, which is not the way it's supposed to be done. So Dr. McCarthy has made it a policy since he came in to try and get what he calls balanced budget, money in, money out, and we're not going to tap our reserves. We're not going to play accounting games, and so it is a very hefty increase, and I would not be at all surprised if the county council does not go along with that. We were just talking a minute ago about the fire companies, and one of the reasons that there was a reduction in their request, I'll use my little cheat sheet numbers here. The budget covers funds to the 9 volunteer fire companies, $4.4 million total, and that was a 5.8% increase. But one of the key elements in the way the McCarthy administration allocated the funds was in keeping with this transparent or honest budgeting that Mr. McCarthy has said he wants to pursue. There is a retirement system for veteran firefighters who have served the community, risking their lives. If they serve for 25 years, they are entitled to a very modest pension of $300 a month. Now, unlike most pension systems, this was really not treated as a pension. It was treated as an annual allocation. So there was not enough money put in the way a traditional pension is supposed to have enough money to make sure it can pay the benefits to everybody who is entitled. Mm-hmm. Well, the way this has been treated for years was like an annual appropriation. So conceivably, you could have a situation where you had a county council or a county executive who just said one year, I'm not going to put the money in there this year. And, that could leave people in the lurch, especially people who had perhaps been injured on the job and were requiring, medical care and really needed that modest pension every month. So what this does, it does put more money into the fire company allocation, but invests more in the people to stabilize their pension fund rather than into all of the equipment. But now there is, as I understand it, there is money in the equipment purchase account provided by the county administration to purchase a new ambulance for Chesapeake City and a new ambulance for Hacks Point. Both of those fire companies are in the southern part of the county, which in the past has had a problem with response times because it is kind of spread out, and those are smaller fire companies.
So for the fire companies who are anxious to replace their equipment, what options do they have outside of the budget?
Well, the way the system works, what's at issue here is there is enough money in the budget for those 2 ambulances in the South County, but there are 2 fire engines that other companies want. Normally, the way it works is the county provides half of the cost, and then the fire company seeks state and federal grants, or they do their own fundraising. We've all seen the fire companies have their dinners and barbecues and all that to raise money. There is an interesting political option that might come into play this year. We've already heard some discussion among some members of the county council saying that they want to do everything they can to get that additional money for the companies. However, under the charter, the county council does not have the authority to increase a budget allocation. They can cut the county executive's budget, but they can't increase it. So, although we've been hearing, some nice rhetoric, and this is an election year, about increasing the money for the volunteer fire companies, practically it would be a longer-term prospect. There is a way to get more county money, but it would not be in this budget. It could be at some point later in the fiscal year, after the budget has been adopted, that members of the council could come back and request a budget amendment and then seek some way to offset the cost. Now, conceivably, there might be reduced spending in some other account in the budget, and they could say, oh, goody, let's pull out the plum, and we can reallocate that. But a budget amendment would ultimately be, if it were to pass the council, it would be up to the county executive to decide whether he's going to sign it.
Right. Last week at the Campaign for Liberty Forum, 3 candidates, Larson, Lewandowski, and Wilson, were suggesting that the county could do with a smaller library in Northeast, less library funding. Do you think that they are out of touch with what the community wants?
I think if you were to look on their very own social media pages, you would see that they are very much out of touch. There's very strong support. Let me just back up a little bit. There has been planning underway for a new library in Northeast for years. The current facility is tiny. It's minuscule. And they have worked very hard on it. There was a great deal of skepticism at the county council, but they really worked through the proposal. They worked with the state, and they received, they received just last year great support from the state of Maryland. Out of all the libraries in the entire state who were seeking money, they were ranked number 1, and they have gotten very substantial support from the state for this. One of the key benefits of this is not only will you have a new up-to-date facility in Northeast, but it also alleviates a significant problem in Elkton. Elkton is now considered like the main library, and it also houses the administration for the entire library system. It has no room to expand. Parking is inadequate, although they're working on, in conjunction with the Gilpin Manor new school, they're going to share some parking there. But it was decided that it made sense and would extend the life of the Elkton Library to move the administrative offices to the new Northeast Library, and therefore convert the administrative office facilities in Elkton to, books, media, computers, all the services, so that they could continue to operate in Elkton without having to expand, and they really don't have the room to expand. So, yes, it's a lot of money, and I was amazed following the budget last year to see the about face on the county council, some of the very same members who had been questioning the price tag. Once they got into it, once they saw the letters of support from the top agencies of the state, and plus I should also mention that about 2 years ago, Cecil County Public Library was awarded the highest honor in the United States. They were, the Institute for Museum Services gave them a gold medal. That is the top award for any library in the country, and little old Cecil County was honored, and there was a big ceremony in Washington for it, and they were recognized for doing a lot with a little. One of the points that came out in the budget last year was that they had not added a single staff body since fiscal 2009. That's a long time.
Right.
And the one person they added last year was a part-time small business librarian. And the one business librarian that they've had for a number of years has been credited by many entrepreneurs with helping them start their business and helping to improve economic development in the county. So the one new body that they got approved last year was for a part-time extra business librarian. So yes, it is a lot of money for the Northeast Library, but I think our county library system has done a lot with a little for quite a few years.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Hi, I'm Dr. Sam Charles. For 30 years, I have been practicing functional medicine and gentle chiropractic. Elkton Chiropractic Neurology is dedicated to enhancing whole body rejuvenation, whether or not you are afflicted with injury or disease. We utilize a structural, neurologic, metabolic, nutritional, and energetic approach to restoring your body to its full potential.
After coming to Dr. Charles, I'm better than I was before.
You deserve to feel good and to have an active lifestyle, so why not call Elkton Chiropractic Neurology today?
Kevin Urich is a candidate for state's attorney.
I ask for your help protecting the elderly. Too often seniors suffer physical abuse, emotional abuse, financial exploitation, abandonment, and neglect. When elected state's attorney, I will advocate for the elderly. I will bring together police, social workers, nurses, doctors, and others dedicated to protecting and caring for the elderly. I am Kevin Urich, and I approved this message.
Paid for by friends of Kevin Urich, Vicki Richards, treasurer. This is your Cecil TV weather forecast for Cecil County and nearby. There's a severe thunderstorm watch till 11 p.m. tonight. This afternoon, showers and thunderstorms likely, mainly after 5 p.m. Some of the storms could be severe. Mostly sunny early, then becoming cloudy with a high near 88. For tonight, showers and thunderstorms mainly before 2 a.m., then showers likely and possibly a thunderstorm after 2 a.m. Some storms could be severe with damaging winds and heavy rain. And tomorrow, showers likely and possibly a thunderstorm before 8 a.m., then showers likely between 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. Then showers likely and possibly a thunderstorm after 2 p.m. Cloudy with a high near 72. Thank you. Welcome to Cecil's Creative Kitchens with your host, Kitty McKitty. We are off to another Cecil County restaurant. Have fork, we'll eat.
It's just a short ride from the studios of Cecil.tv to the charming town of Northeast Maryland. At the head of Main Street sits Pier 1 Restaurant.
Today I'm in the lovely little town of Northeast Maryland at the lovely Pier 1 Restaurant. And you must be the lovely Stella. Hi. Hello. I'm Kitty. So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Thank you. Let's say I love that shirt.
Oh, well, thank you. We just had these made for our 20th year anniversary, which we turned 20 on March 2nd.
Oh my gosh, 20 years? Yes. You look fantastic for someone who's run a restaurant for 20 years.
Well, thank you. No stress at all.
You can tell.
Well, let me take you back to Anthony, who's in our kitchen, and he's prepared a special dish for you today.
Great.
Kitty, this is my brother Anthony, who is our head chef, and he will explain to you what he's going to prepare with you today.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have fun. Enjoy.
Appreciate it, Anthony.
Hi, Kitty. How are you?
Nice. I'm doing fine. How about yourself?
Excellent.
It's a pleasure to be here. So I hear you have a special for me today.
Yes, I will be preparing striped bass or rockfish. It's a Maryland fish. Very good. I'll be preparing it with a little bit of Cajun seasoning and an Old Bay crab and cream sauce.
Great. I'm excited to get started.
Okay, first thing we're going to do is fillet our rockfish.
Uh-huh.
Personally, I love the skin, but some people don't care for it. So taco or something.
Okay.
But this will be our nice portioned out fillet. Next step is we're going to actually blacken the fish using our Cajun style blackfish seasoning.
Well, it's orange.
But it's good.
Okay.
From the plate, we're going to go right to my pan. Give it a sizzle. That's perfect.
Oh, that's a
And I
lovely
put
sound.
a little bit of excess right on top.
Oh, I like that. I've never seen anyone cook on a plate like that before.
It's a little too hot, but it'll give it a nice, even coating.
So you think that's the secret to making the orange to go blackened?
This is the seasoning that turns it from a bland fish to a incredible bite.
Okay, remember,
I'm
trusting you on that.
Oh, you see that?
Oh my
Isn't that
gosh!
perfect?
That was
That's
just a few seconds
Yeah.
too.
All we do is we turn once. We got a nice sear on that. Perfect.
That is beautiful.
Again, maybe another 30 to 45 seconds. Okay, now step 3, we are going to poach our rockfish to finish the cooking.
So all you did was drain off your
Excess
first cooking
oil.
liquid and then put some water in it?
A little bit of water, and if you wanted to kick it up another notch, you can put a little bit of fish stock.
Oh, and
But
then you
water-
just leave it in that pan?
Yes, and we'll let it poach probably another 5 minutes. But while that's poaching, we move on to making our sauce.
Oh, okay, so I heard
Which
there was
is-
a cream sauce, so this
Yes.
is something I'm excited about.
This is our Old Bay crab and cream sauce.
Lovely.
With the butter melting in the pan, I hand Chef Anthony a bit of roasted garlic and some chopped green onion. Now, after sautéing those ingredients for a moment or two, Chef Anthony deglazes the pan with a 1/4 cup of white wine. And now, Chef Anthony calls for my favorite part, the crab meat, which of course calls for a quick taste test. With all that crab meat warming in the sauce, Anthony next adds his special seasoning blend. It features a touch of Old Bay, and then to introduce a little bit of zing, Chef adds a teaspoon or 2 of Dijon mustard, and the aroma filling the kitchen is fabulous. He next asks for just over a cup of cream, which he adds to the pan to finish the sauce, and lets it continue cooking until it's reduced by half. Anthony is keenly aware of just how long it takes to prepare every dish on his menu.
This takes a little bit of time. This is the longest part of the cooking process. It takes about 3 to 5 minutes to finish.
That looks
Doesn't that look great?
amazing.
That is our blackened rockfish.
I'm so proud of me.
I'm going to bring over the sauce. We'll plate the sauce, and then we'll put the rockfish right on top, and then we'll taste it. Here is our sauce, the Old Bay crab and cream sauce. All that jumbo. Make sure you get as much crab on there as possible.
Yes, you do. Oh my goodness.
Perfect. Now, our rockfish, right on top. Perfect.
Oh, so pretty.
We always garnish with what's in the dish. As I said, we had some green onions in there. Put that right on top.
Wow, I never thought of that.
Doesn't that look great?
Time to
Bon
see if my
appetit.
stomach's happy too.
Yes.
All right, here we go.
Make sure you get some of that sauce.
Oh, you don't have to worry about that.
What do you think?
It is like the best crab bisque I have ever had with a delicious
I have to
spicy
say,
piece
that's
of
probably
fish.
the best one I've cooked. Maybe it had something to do with the way you filleted that
Of course
fish.
it did. Of course it did.
But
I am magic in the kitchen.
Very good. Also,
Oh, that was fantastic. I must say, Anthony, thank you
thank you.
and your family so much for letting us in here. It's a wonderful experience. Hopefully we'll get to do it again sometime.
Cheers. I had
Cheers.
fun.
Why should you advertise on Cecil.tv? Because it is a totally new and unique way to reach the thousands of viewers that watch our programming. Plus, you'll be helping us grow as we expand our coverage. We have exciting plans, and your business or organization can be part of it. You will find our packages and rates to be refreshingly affordable, and we'll work with you to create a fresh and dynamic ad that says and shows what your business is about. Ask us how to get your commercial produced for free, so contact us on our website, Cecil.tv, or send an email to info@Cecil.tv. Thank you.
I'm home! Wow, it's hot in here.
Grandma says call the Moon Man.
Moon Man, the AC is out and my family is melted!
At your service! There you go! Mission accomplished!
Thanks, Moon Man!
The house is nice and cool again. Moon Man, you're awesome. You're welcome! Just go to MoonAirInc.com. For out of this world service, MoonAirInc.com.
Hello, Hello, and welcome back to 30 at 6 on Cecil TV. I'm here with Nick Malefsky from the Maryland Cash Campaign. This is part of our Financial Fix reporting partnership with APG-FCU. Nick, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So, you work for the Maryland Cash Campaign.
Yes.
And what does the CASH stand for?
Sure, CASH is an acronym that stands for Creating Assets, Savings, and Hope.
And can you give us a quick overview of what the Maryland Cash Campaign is about?
Absolutely. So we are focused at helping individuals and families throughout the state improve their financial situation.
And what kind of services do you offer?
We offer free financial education classes. We offer free financial coaching where you can work one-on-one with a financial coach and talk about your goals. We also offer free tax prep during tax season, and we do a lot of advocacy work trying to help pass new laws to help people improve their financial situation.
What kinds of people are the target of the Maryland Cash Campaign's services?
Yeah, we mainly are trying to work with low to moderate income individuals who want to improve their financial situation, but really anyone's eligible for our services if they're interested.
So you guys have a relatively new partnership with APG-FCU,
Yes.
And so that would cover Cecil and Harford counties. Can you tell us a bit about that partnership and what you're trying to achieve?
Yes, so we partner with APG-FCU to help provide financial education classes throughout Cecil and Harford counties. And the classes are usually about an hour long. People can go online and sign up. They can find them at APG's website. They can find it at our website. And they can sign up for classes on a variety of topics. And typically one of ourselves or one of the staff from APG will provide the class and teach it.
Can you give us a sample of some of the classes that would be available?
Sure, yeah. So one is about, finding hidden money. It's not, digging a treasure map or anything like that, but it's just finding money that you may not have thought you had or where you may be overspending in a category. So that's one class that they go over. There's also classes on credit, there's classes on budgeting, classes on, planning for retirement and just in general how to save.
That's great. I feel like anyone could benefit from that.
Yeah, definitely.
So you mentioned your website. How can Cecil Countians and Harford Countians learn more?
Sure. So visit cashmd.org. So cashmd is in Maryland.org. On there, you can find a list of all of our services that we offer. You can find a list of upcoming classes in your area. If there's not a class in your area, you can request a class. And you can also, sign up for financial coaching, which if there's not a coach available in person for you, we also do coaching online and over the phone. So
that's great.
Yeah.
So cashmd.org.
Yep.
Great. Well, thank you so much for being
here.
here.
Hi, I'm Dr. Sam Charles. For 30 years, I have been practicing functional medicine and gentle chiropractic. Elkton Chiropractic Neurology is dedicated to enhancing whole body rejuvenation, whether or not you are afflicted with injury or disease. We utilize a structural, neurologic, metabolic, nutritional, and energetic approach to restoring your body to its full potential.
After coming to Dr. Charles, I'm better than I was before.
You deserve to feel good and to have an active lifestyle, so why not call Elkton Chiropractic Neurology today?
On May 19th, Northeast VFW Post 6027 is holding an Armed Forces Day golf tournament at the Chesapeake Golf Course in Rising Sun. All proceeds go to the veterans of foreign wars.